embodiment of divinity, Jai Ho Mata Shri Anasuya Rajarajeshwari Shri Paratpari. Divine force in human form, Mahabhishakvareshwara, Jayendra Puri Swamiji, my humble pranams to him. Justice Ram Subramanian Garu, an embodiment of erudition, one of the judges of the Honorable Supreme Court, who has been kind enough to come here, my salutations to him. Sri Kishore, Sri V.S.R. Murthy Garu, Sri K. Narsim Murthy Garu, our brothers, Sri Ravannai Garu, Amma's second son, and all the people who have gathered here for this August meeting. I wanted to say a few words about the global souvenir, but Mr. Malla Pragada has introduced in his own style. What I wanted to say about this global souvenir is, we have got a lot of literature about Universal Mother in Telugu language, probably because she spoke to chosen Telugu. Various foreigners had come, they interacted with Amma from various countries. To our knowledge, she has not spoken any language other than Telugu. But they all interacted with her and went with great satisfaction that they had a communication with Amma. Amma's express words, more literature in English is required. Dinakar told me once when we were releasing Conversations with Amma Part 1. Our brothers, who are accustomed mostly to Telugu literature, initially they said, let us bring out one souvenir in Telugu, probably with 1 or 2 articles in Sanskrit, rest of them can wait. Probably because the volume of work is so much and the terrain is untraversed. We don't know German, Italian, French, Sanskrit, we know a little bit through persons. We don't know much of Kannada, Tamil and other languages. So initially there was a trepidation that this job cannot be done by us. But I am not wise, but I am absolutely foolhardy. I have a strong conviction that if there is a good job to be done, all that you have to do is ask Amma, Amma, please make this as a reality. The greatest support for this global souvenir, which contains articles in German, French, Italian, Sanskrit, English, Kannada, Tamil and Malayalam, has come to me from none other than Jayendra Puri Mahaswamiji himself. I know, and people like Ramakrishna know, how extraordinarily busy he is with the spiritual activities which aim at uplifting the human mind, and recently the medicinal activities which can cure any type of disease. I have not so far seen him making a dead corpse come live, but I can tell you with my experience, with all authority at my command, that if there is somebody with a chronic disease and you take him there, our Swamiji can cure them with a very little bit of change in diet, a little bit of yoga and some meditation. I will recite but 2 of my experiences, personal experiences. My cousin brother is MS Ortho. He worked in almost all prestigious hospitals in Hyderabad, CDR, Yashoda, Kamineni, you name one and he was MS Ortho there. Once he went to Middle East countries and met with an accident, and he was told that the nearest hospital is 200 kilometers away. He took local anesthesia, took the help of a nurse, put a big mirror, life-size mirror, and performed an operation on himself, and the operation was extraordinarily successful. My wife in 2019-2020, she had frozen shoulder. She could raise her arm up to this level, but not beyond this. If she has to hold the pince nez, I have to hold it and she will do the fry for me. I don't know how she felt, but I felt it's a little tiring going into the kitchen and doing all these things, but not my cup of tea. In January 2022, my daughter and son-in-law shifted from Bombay to Bangalore. Due to the infinite grace of Swamiji, my daughter is an MBBS doctor. She is working in the naturopathy clinic founded by Swamiji himself. They stay just across the road. The flat is just opposite the ashram. My wife went there and I told her casually while returning, why don't you help them in assisting in the setting of the house and all that. Prior to that, I took my wife to this MS Ortho, my first cousin. He took an X-ray and then he gave all the best possible English medicines for more than 1 year. There was physiotherapy all through COVID. Every alternate day we spent 600 rupees, there was physiotherapy and the disease stood exactly where the disease stood. There was not an iota of improvement with all the English medicine at our command. Then Swamiji casually said, why don't you stay back? And then she stayed back for 2 or 3 months. And like any married man would do, once she is away, you feel so comfortable and peaceful. I was in Hyderabad. So she was opposite Swamiji's ashram. Swamiji said, please stop all English medicines. She was having a sugar of 263 post-lunch. There are medical records to sustain and substantiate every single word I am saying because I am in the august presence of Ramasubramanian Garu. He will not take anything less from me. From 263, believe me, within 2 months, blood sugar has come down to 83. That frozen shoulder is gone and gone completely. And she is back in Hyderabad. A little bit of yoga, because she is now 60, she can't do complicated yogic exercises. The body will not bend as it should otherwise bend. Little bit of yoga, little bit of walking, a little bit of meditation and change in diet. All this was cost you absolutely nothing. I'll give just another example. That's why I said he is Mahabhishakvareshwara. I will recall one instance with Amma Jileda Modi. I was having a constant headache. Small throbbing headache, but not very painful. It was there, it was a part of my system. I was chanting Durga Saptashati. You can call me an ardent devotee of Durga because mother herself said he is a very good devotee of Durga. I knew Durga Saptashati by heart. I used to read almost every day Durga Saptashati. I was having this headache. I never asked Amma, Mother, I have got a headache, please cure me. I never asked her. One day, one child of Amma has come and he was sitting in front of her. He was very disturbed because all through the night he had a headache, he could not sleep. Then he told Amma, see, I was so upset, I could not sleep, there was a lot of headache. Mother didn't say anything. She just turned towards me and said, you have a headache, no? Neeku talle puntundi kada? Exact words of Amma. I said, yes, I have a headache. Then she said, when do you have a headache? I said, at all times I have a headache. Normally there will be a mild headache at all times of the day and night. I don't suffer from it. I never asked her to cure. I never asked her to cure that headache. On that day evening, I was working as manager of Syndicate Bank Mulkuduru branch. I was sporting a Rajdut motorcycle. As I was traveling from Maripudi Gulli towards Gopapuram, I suddenly found something missing in my system. And then I realized that my headache is gone. I straightaway came to Jiledamudi. I went to Amma and asked her, Mother, I did not ask you to cure my headache. Why did you cure my headache? I asked her, because I used to be very nice and frank. I used to be very, very close to Amma. And then she said, I felt that your headache should be cured, therefore I cured your headache. Now, why I am telling this incident is, curing a headache you can perhaps do with a 1 rupee tablet. Nothing special about it. But when mother said, I felt that your headache should be cured. She asked me, did you have a headache? I didn't go and tell her. She knows what is the disease in my system. She knows how to cure it. And just by sankalpa, she can cure that disease. This disclosure of a divine facet of Amma through this conversation, that is what has appealed to me. Another very small incident. Why I am telling all this about Swamiji is, mother used to look very simple. Of course, if you know her a little bit, you know that you are in the presence of absolute divine force, nothing less than that. The primordial energy which controls the cosmos has come down to this land in the form of Amma Jiledamudi. One small incident. About our Swamiji. Why I am comparing Swamiji with Amma is, I feel we were all going very close to Amma. We used to talk to her. we used to spend time with her. Whatever doubt, very small, very big, we used to ask Amma. Now she is not there in our midst physically. Then how do we interact with her? Then I feel she has sent Mahaswamiji, Jayendrapuri Swamiji, to be equally accessible to the devotees of Amma and to help us, at least people like me, Nama Rupalaki అధీనమై ఉన్న మనస్సులతో మనం ఉన్నాం కనుక, నామరూపాలకు అతీతమైన స్థితిలో మనం లేం కనుక, నామరూపాలతో ఉన్నవాళ్ళు ఒకళ్ళు అమ్మ గుణాలు పుణికి పుచ్చుకొని భూలోకంలో మనకు అందుబాటులో ఉండాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది కనుక జయేంద్రపురి స్వామీజీని మనకి పరిచయం చేసి వారి దగ్గర ఉండే అనుగ్రహాన్ని అమ్మ మనకి ప్రసాదించింది అని నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఒక చిన్న సంఘటన చెప్తాను. మల్లాప్రగడ వారు లేవబోతున్నారు. ఐఎమ్ కాన్షియస్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ సెన్స్. చిన్న సంఘటన. November 4, 2022, Swamiji was kind enough to stay with me in Hyderabad. He was there for 5 days in Hyderabad. He stayed with us. There was a Pada Puja on November 4th. He got up after the Pada Puja and he was about to go inside his room for the purpose of taking lunch. My son-in-law Prashant had come, his Pinni, mother's sister. She had come along with her husband. She was 72 years old. She came and told Swamiji. She stopped him while Swamiji was going inside. She said, Swamiji, I've got a little problem. Swami stayed back and asked her, what's your problem? She said, I've got migraine. I take 4 tablets every day. There is a lot of pain. Then he asked her, no touching of the hand, no holding the pulse, absolutely no nothing. He just asked her, how long you have this problem? She said, when I was 15 years of age, I got this problem and it is continuing. What is your age now? 72. 55 years, 57 years, she was suffering from migraine. Within 2 minutes, Swamiji told her, take hot water in this prescribed manner. A small change of diet. You not just note down, avoid these items, take these items, follow this diet regularly for 48 days. I am telling you, Swamiji's exact words. I was standing by the side and I was observing what Swamiji would say to this lady. And after the end of 48 days, you will come to me and say that this headache is gone. I will give you in writing. It took 2 minutes for Swamiji to give this treatment, if you call it a treatment. After 20 days, I went to Bangalore. I keep going to Bangalore very often. For some time, my son was in Swamiji's ashram. If I tell you what happened, it will take 1 day. So I will not tell you now what he did to my son. And then after 20 days, I went to Bangalore. I asked Suchi, find out from your Prashant Spinny as to what exactly is the status now. Then Suchi spoke to her and she said, from 3 tablets, it has come to 1 tablet. There is not much pain, tremendous lessening of pain, but some pain is there. Then Suchi said, take this homeopathy medicine. At the end of 48 days, she came and said, there is absolutely no headache. Why I am telling you this is, Swamiji has started a temple of health. His divine aspects I will tell you afterwards. He started a temple of health in which what you do to your body costs you nothing. A number of people will be against this temple of health because pharmaceutical industry is a tremendous rogue giant with the influence of tentacles of an octopussy working into government officials, working into government department, ministers, press, whatnot. And now if this type of yoga, with so many institutions which Swamiji runs, if this type of yoga spreads, disease will come down, down and down. And then what happens to this pharmaceutical industry which is thriving to ensure that you get a disease? In fact, Ramasubramanian Garu, about his legal qualifications and order, Lakshmi Chaya will introduce formally, sister will introduce formally. When I went to Delhi, I was very, very keen that Ramasubramanian Garu should meet Jayendrapuri Swamiji at the lotus feet of Divine Mother Amma Jilelamudi. At this lotus feet, both of them should meet because one is an embodiment of divinity and another is an embodiment of dharma. See, after all, I am a very small advocate. I don't have any fancies about myself and I don't propose to pretend as if I am Nani Palkhiwala or S. Ravi of the Hyderabad. I am not that. I am an ordinary advocate. When I went to his house to humbly request him to come, he spent 1 hour 15 minutes with us. He said, I will definitely come because he is associated with the Veda Bhavan. I just didn't want a judge of the Supreme Court, though that is one of the most powerful posts in this country as far as judiciary, most powerful post in the country as far as Supreme Court is concerned. I wanted Supreme Court judge, I wanted Ramasubramaniar Garu here because as a person, he is so much interested in Sanatan Dharma, divinity, ancient literature. So when I said first Jayendra Puri Swamiji will be coming, if you can come to Jiledamudi on first, I will be vastly obliged to you. You know what he did? There was a memorial lecture scheduled at Madras on 1st of this month, scheduled long back. He told them, please postpone it for 2nd, please come here on 1st, so that I would like to be at Jiledamudi on 1st. The way he accommodates an extraordinarily small person like me to see that a divine personality is met. I heard directly from his lordship's mouth and others, once there was a complicated question involving Shastra before the Honorable Supreme Court, and then Ramasubramaniam Garu met a person, an erudite scholar in that Shastra, went to that, consulted various persons who knew that Shastra, and then delivered a judgment. Here you find various people, management consults, financial experts, who believe that they know everything and they alone know everything. That occupying that type of post and then going round to see that knowledge is disseminated so that justice is done to his job, that Dharma Murti should meet an embodiment of divinity in the presence of Divine Mother Amma Jiledamudi. With just another one small incident, I will stop my perorations. Kanchi Paramacharya, mother has directly told me this incident, so I am very fond of repeating what Amma has told me. Once mother went to Kanchi ashram. It was sunset. And then students in the ashram said, after sunset, ladies cannot come inside the ashram. Please stay here only. She was near the gate of the ashram. She didn't cross and go inside. She didn't say, I am the Divine Mother, I will go. No, she didn't say that. She respected the rules of the ashram and she stayed outside. And then she said, you go and tell Chandrasekharendra Saraswati that Kanchi Jiledamudi Amma has come. Then the Sishyas went and told Chandrasekharendra Saraswati that some Jiledamudi Amma has come. Jayendra Saraswati was there at that time. And then Kanchi Paramacharya came out almost running. He didn't also ask Amma to come inside. He didn't violate the dharma of his ashram. On one side of the gate, small gate of this size, there was a bench on which Kanchi Paramacharya stood with both his hands folded like this. And he stood thus for 45 minutes. And then Amma said, his legs will be paining. If we do not go, he will not sit. Therefore, let us go. The mother in the Divine Mother has come out with compassion. Mother in the Divine Mother said, let us go. And then, recalling this incident a few years later, mother told me, the Divine Mother whom Chandrasekharendra Saraswati worships, he thought I was the Divine Mother and he put a namaskaram to me. Because Jagat Guru is in the human form, normally don't put namaskaram to human beings. He thought I am the Divine Mother whom he is worshipping daily, and then he put a namaskaram to me. That article I wrote in this Global Souvenir, and I said, Kanchi Paramacharya is not an ordinary human being to make a conjecture about who is divine and who is not divine. He has seen the Divine Mother in human form, and recently when Lakshmipad Swamayajulu Garu went and met Jayendra Puri Saraswati when he is alive, he said, Paramacharya used to tell me so much about Amma Jiledamudi, about Rajarajeshwari Amma, Anasuya Mata. And then that Paramacharya is a Nadiche Devudu for each one of us. Now we have these two divine personalities, the Dharma Murti and the divinity in human form. I thank Malla Pragada Garu especially for giving me this opportunity to speak. I thought I will not be allowed to speak because I don't know whether I speak properly or improperly, as already cautioned. So I thank Ramasubramanian Garu again and again for coming here and making this function a reality. I thank Jayendrapuri Swamiji for his divine presence. I will address you at a later date and time if time permits. There is much more to be told about Swamiji. I will beg Amma to give me another opportunity to talk to him, my personal experiences about him, not what the world says, but what I have seen, what I have felt, what I have experienced on the material front and the metaphysical front. Jai Ho Mata.